It's time now for Fort Stockton High School Prowler Volleyball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and KFST's YouTube page. Prowler Volleyball is being brought to you by Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Bucks Lube Center, Pecos County State Bank, The Steakhouse Restaurant, Sawyer Insurance, The First National Bank, Hernandez Sanitation, K-Bob Steakhouse, Citibank, Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Heritage Funeral Home, M&J Fast Lube, Julie's Easy Press, M&J Trucking, Weiss Tire Pros, Joe's Place and Cantina, United Country Real Estate, and by Jones Leasing. Also by Designer Carpets and Interiors, Permian Basin Abstract, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Cactus Health Services, Porky's Ice House, Sauceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, CTG Express, Contessa Ready Mix, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, Fort Stockton ISD, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, West Texas Cinema, RA Radiance Med Spa, and Airlawn Furniture and Appliance, and by BBT. Now stay tuned for Prowler Volleyball.
Hey Panther fans, this is Rudy Franco with Amistad Motors, inviting you to come out and take a look at our pre-owned inventory. We have a good selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. We have several certified pre-owned units that come with an extended warranty. So if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, drive on over to 2110 West Dickinson or give us a call at 336-9000. Amistad Motors, friends serving friends. Go Blue!
Good evening, everyone. This is Ken Ripley, and I am live here at Seminole High School tonight. The Fort Stockton Prowlers on the road to play their first district game of the 2025 season. New coach, Gary Garcia, is the coach for the Fort Stockton Prowlers this year, and he comes to Fort Stockton from Pecos, as he was coaching over there for a few years and now has come to Fort Stockton to guide the Prowlers in this volleyball program. The JV just defeated Seminole 2-1, a pretty close match. The first two games were really close. Fort Stockton almost got the first game, but did win the second game. And then Fort Stockton wins game 3, 25-19 on the JV side. So the Prowlers get a 2-1 victory over Seminole tonight on the JV volleyball game. So great job there by the Prowlers. The JV looking good in that game against Seminole here tonight. Well, Amanda Kirkpatrick has also taken over the reins at the Seminole ISD volleyball program. So she's the head coach, Amanda Kirkpatrick. And they have a record of 20-4, I believe, on the year. They have not played their usual really tough schedule, but they have played a formidable schedule. They played mostly smaller schools, but they have played a pretty tough schedule. And I know that they beat Denver City twice. That was one common opponent. I believe we split with Denver City. So it is going to be a tough match here tonight. We expect probably a close one against Seminole tonight. Again, the head coach for Seminole, Amanda Kirkpatrick, 20-4 on the season. And the Fort Stockton Prowlers, we played a very tough schedule in the early going, coached by Gary Garcia, and the Prowlers are 7-12 overall. And the Prowlers have a loss to Wink. They have a victory over Alpine, then a loss to Odessa, a win over El Paso Bowie, also a loss 2-1 to Denver City, and then a loss to Kahoma, 3-0. San Angelo Central, a loss, a win over Hawley, a loss to Andrews. And by the way, Andrews, I believe, is ranked number 8 in the state, and they're in our district. Midland, Prowlers lost to Midland 3-0. Prowlers beat Brownfield 2-1. They lost to Wink 2-0. They beat Ropes 2-0. They lost to Lubbock Christian 2-0. The Prowlers did beat Monahans on August 31st 2-0. Prowlers lost to Midland Legacy, then lost to Compass Academy. They won over Midland Classical Academy and lost to Odessa, and I believe they have a victory over Presidio last, Saturday, I believe. And so the Prowlers now getting set to take on district opponents. The Seminole Maidens today, and then we'll have Monahans at home on Saturday at noon. So be sure and join us for all these district games coming up here on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and on our KFST YouTube page. And again, Gary Garcia, the new coach for the Fort Stockton Prowlers, and the new coach for the Seminole Maidens is Amanda Kirkpatrick. And we've got the rosters for both of these ball clubs coming up. We're at Seminole High School in a real nice facility here in Seminole. We've got the game on KFST AM 860, KFST FM 94.3, KFSTradio.com, and then also on our YouTube page. And that's all you have to do is go to YouTube and search for KFST Radio, and you'll find it there on our YouTube page with video tonight. And we're sitting on the visitor side up at the top of the bleachers tonight, so you should get a really good view of this game tonight on our video stream. All right, we'll be back with more Prowler Volleyball here on KFST after these words. The trusted name in Fort Stockton and the surrounding area for construction projects of all kinds is Jones Leasing Incorporated, owned and operated by Ross Jones since 1994 for construction jobs, including remodeling projects and roofing, including hail damage, maintenance and repair, painting, and much more. It's Jones Leasing, a fully insured local company with offices at the Hodges Building in Fort Stockton across from City Hall. Call Ross Jones today for a free estimate at 432-290-7171.
Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday is the taco plate. Wednesday, it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday, it's the hamburger basket. And Friday, it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
This is Dakota Livesay for the Pecos County State Bank. As with anything valuable, trust is earned. The Pecos County State Bank has been earning trust in West Texas for over 85 years. Trust is a cornerstone of our business. You trust us with your money, your personal business, and your life. We live up to that trust every day. At the Pecos County State Bank, you will find reliability, honesty, and safety. You will find trust. The Pecos County State Bank, all the bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
The Steakhouse Restaurant announces the addition of a very affordable express lunch, served Monday through Friday from 11 to 2, priced at only $7.99. It's fast and affordable with perfect portions. The lunch choices include 2 cheese enchiladas with rice and beans, 2 beef tacos with rice and beans, 2 chicken flautas with rice and beans, half a quesadilla, beef or chicken with rice and beans, a chicken breast with long green chili, rice and cucumber salad, or a half chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and cucumber salad. Come by, sample the express lunch at the Steakhouse, 1100 West Dickinson. All right, we're back here at Seminole High School. Fort Stockton's Prowlers getting set to take on the Seminole Maidens in district volleyball action. And we've got other matches going on tonight as well. I believe Andrews is at Greenwood tonight. And I believe that would leave, Pecos and Monahans tonight. So, so that's the district matchups. We'll try to pass along those scores. We've got a group text of all the broadcasters, so as soon as those scores start coming in, we'll pass them along to you. But Andrews is ranked, I believe, in the top 10 in the state. I think they're ranked at number 8, so Andrews is loaded this year from what I hear. All right, let's take a look at the Seminole Maidens roster tonight. They're coached by Amanda Kirkpatrick, and the assistant coaches, Val Villalba and Nicole Alanis. And here they are. They've got number 1, Austin Flowers. She's a really good athlete. She's a middle blocker and a junior. Number 2 is Zyla Gunther. She's a setter and outside hitter. She's a senior. Number 3 is Ashlyn Gines, the libero, and she's a junior. I usually pronounce that libero, but I think Italian is libero, but whatever. Either way, you know what I'm talking about, I hope. Number 4, Allison Lacey, an outside hitter. She's a senior. Number 5, Arlette Nava, who is a setter. She's a senior. Number 6 is Brittany Wimmer. She's an outside hitter and a senior. Number 7 is Cambry Crow, an outside hitter, a sophomore. Number 8 for Seminole is Fedra Ortiz, an outside hitter. She's a senior. Number 9 for the Maidens is Kinley Kirk. She's a designated setter and a senior. Number 13, Vicki Luna, a middle blocker and a junior. And number 16 is Malia Richardson, she's an outside hitter and is a senior. All right, so those are the Seminole Maidens, 20-4 on the season. First district game here coming up tonight from Seminole. Now we'll be back in a moment. We've got the Fort Stockton Prowlers roster with new head coach Gary Garcia. We'll be back in just a moment. The First National Bank of Fort Stockton offers rock-solid banking services with a friendly staff and offers extended lobby hours. They're a full-service bank, and it's locally owned and operated, and they appreciate your business. First National Bank of Fort Stockton also operates Brave National Bank in Ira-Ann. The First National Bank is proud to support the Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams in all their competition and say, go Panthers and Prowlers. The friendly First National Bank of Fort Stockton, 1000 West Dickinson, member FDIC. Sawyer Insurance Agency has 4 locations in West Texas to serve you, including 706 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton and 1502 South Stockton Avenue in Monahans, with offices in Midland and Lubbock. They offer the most complete line of commercial and personal insurance, from workers' comp, general liability, business and personal auto, commercial property, equipment, oil and gas, farm and ranch, and home insurance. Contact Clyde, Nathan, or Travis Sawyer today by calling 336-7543 or 943-9600. Hernandez Sanitation in Fort Stockton proudly serves a large portion of West Texas with sanitation services, including the oil field for portable toilets, holding tanks, septic tank service, grease trap service, or large roll-off trash containers. Contact Hernandez Sanitation today by calling owner and operator Joe Angel Hernandez at 432-336-3803. Hernandez Sanitation, a proud member of the Fort Stockton community, always supporting all the athletic and extracurricular activities in Fort Stockton schools. United Country Real Estate is your top real estate agency in the Trans-Pecos. Serving Pecos, Reeves, Ward, Terrell, Brewster, and Presidio counties, you'll find fabulous listings for West Texas homes, ranches, commercial property, and hunting land. Serving all surrounding area towns and communities. Visit their website today at ucre-wtx.com to view their listings. Also ask them about property management. Located at 1032 North Highway 285 in Fort Stockton, also with an office in Pecos. Call United Country today at 432-336-1111. All right, we're back. We're going to now take a look at the Fort Stockton Prowler roster. Again, coached by new head coach Gary Garcia. They're 7-12 overall, and we gave you all their victories and losses just a moment ago prior to the ball game just a little while ago on our broadcast. And we have played a very tough schedule in the early going this year, which is a bit of a change. We have played, some larger schools in the past, but not near as many as we have this year. And by the way, once again, our Fort Stockton JV defeated Seminole today 2-1. Game 3 was a 25-19 score. So congratulations to the Fort Stockton JV girls getting a win over Seminole tonight just prior to this ball game. And that's the reason we're getting started late tonight, by the way, is that the length of that JV game. And we did go to 3 games in that one, and in those third games they go to 25 points. So, all right, again, the Prowlers 7-12 overall, our first district game as well, and then we'll play our second district game at home on Saturday against the Monahans Lady Lobos. All right, for the Prowlers tonight, we have number 1, Evelyn Baisa, and she's a junior outside hitter. Number 2 for the Prowlers is Lily Escalon. She's a junior outside hitter. And number 4 is Jocelyn Arcidas. She's a senior and an outside hitter. Number 5 is Haven Gaitan for the Prowlers. She's a senior and a designated setter. Number 7 is Brenna Downing. She's a junior and an outside hitter. Number 9 is Isla Valenzuela. She's a senior, designated setter. Number 10 is Sofia Garcia, a sophomore, and she's a middle hitter. Number 12 is Victoria Maldonado, a senior. She's a libero. Number 13 is Addie Castro, a senior. She's a setter. Number 16 is Kaylin Reeves, a junior outside hitter. Number 18 is Valeria Marquez. She's a junior and a setter. Number 20, Anayeli Acosta. She's a junior and a middle hitter. And then number 21 is Alondra Encinas, a junior, a setter, and an outside hitter. All right, so you've heard the rosters now for both ball clubs. We're in Seminole, warming up, getting ready to play this volleyball match, the first district match of the season for all of our teams across the district. And again, Andrew's ranked in the top 10. And so we will face Monahans, though, on Saturday at 12 noon in Fort Stockton. So we hope you'll show up for that game. We've got a pretty decent crowd here from Fort Stockton tonight, mostly parents that have showed up for this ball game. And so the maidens again come into this match at 20-4 overall, and Fort Stockton at 7-12, and we're expecting a really good match tonight between these two teams. So, all right, we'll be back from Seminole High School back in just a moment.
Your dreams are what power our community. When it comes to buying a home, starting a business, or tools to help with everyday money management, Citibank is a proud community leader for your financial needs. From personal checking and lending solutions to mobile banking and a suite of business services, our goal is to help you achieve yours. Citibank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Fort Stockton. Hungry for a deal that satisfies every craving? K-Bob Steakhouse has you covered with a 2 for $20 meal deal. That's right, choose a starter like crispy potato skins, cheesy quesadilla or zesty fried pickles, and pair it with an entree. The juicy 6-ounce sirloin, crispy catfish platter, or maybe the hearty chicken fried steak. The choice is yours. Your entree also comes with your choice of sides, baked potato fries, or green beans, all for $20. So grab your friends, family, or come solo and treat yourself at K-Bob Steakhouse in Fort Stockton. Come by today. If you or your spouse have been thinking about pre-planning your funerals, Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend has some very important news. Now is the best time to plan for your eternity and take the financial burden off your loved ones. If you already have a plan, let them review it with you. At Heritage Funeral Home of the Big Bend, they'll work with you so that your final requests are personalized just for you. Call or come by today at 301 North Main or message them on Facebook. Need a quick, efficient oil change? M&J Fast Lube at 116 West Dickinson is here to serve you. Martina and Julia Ibarra invite you to stop by. They have great service and they offer auto oil and lube services with the top major oil brands and vehicle washing and cleaning. Or you can get your vehicle completely detailed. It'll look like you just bought it. That's M&J Fast Lube, 116 West Dickinson, supporting Panther and Prowler sports. Go Blue!
All right, we're going to pause now for the national anthem here from Seminole. All right, we're back, and national anthem here at Seminole has been played. Player introductions being made, and so we're about to have Prowler Volleyball and Seminole Volleyball for district play starting. Should be a great match tonight. Should be a close one, I'm guessing. These two teams, I think, are fairly evenly matched, so we'll see how this goes tonight for Fort Stockton. New head coaches for both programs. Like we said, Amanda Kirkpatrick has taken over at Seminole. and Gary Garcia has taken over at Fort Stockton as the head volleyball coach. And again, for the Prowlers, we have number 1, Evelyn Baisa, number 2, Lily Escalon, number 4 is Jocelyn Arcidas, number 5, Haven Gaitan, number 7, Brenna Downing, number 9, Ayla Valenzuela, Sofia Garcia, number 10, Victoria Maldonado, number 12, Addie Castro, number 13, Kaylin Reeves, number 16, 18 is Valeria Marquez, number 20, Inayeli Acosta, and number 21, Alondra Encinas. Well, the lights just went off, so they're about to introduce the Seminole Maidens with some laser lighting, I think. I think Fort Stockton, from what I heard, has installed some laser lighting that encompasses the entire basketball court, so that'll be something very interesting to see. I have not seen it yet. I don't know if it's completely installed yet, but I know that they were going to do that. Had lots of improvements in Fort Stockton, and that's one of them. So we're anxious to see that when we get to the home court. Right now they're watching a video on the scoreboard, some Seminole highlights being played there on the board. So it's quite a production so far for the Seminole introduction. Well, right now, okay, now that video is over, so I believe we're about to have the introduction of the players for the Maidens. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the first serve of our ball game coming up.
M&J Trucking Services supports our Fort Stockton Panther and Prowler athletic teams and wants you to know that there's a locally owned and operated oilfield trucking company that can handle your vacuum truck and water hauling in the surrounding area. It's M&J Trucking in Fort Stockton, offering 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week vacuum truck and water hauling service. Contact M&J Trucking today at 290-4510. M&J Trucking, owned and operated by Martin Ibarra, proudly supporting the Fort Stockton Panthers and Prowlers. Julie's Easy Press Cleaners is ready to serve you with all your laundry cleaning needs. From drop-off to pickup, you'll enjoy not having to do the washing, drying, or pressing. It's done for you. Whether it's a party, office meeting, or lunch with friends, show up dressed for success, because at Julie's Easy Press, they know that when you look good, you feel good. Julie's Easy Press, 1101 Front Street. Call 336-6601. At Weiss Tire Pros, they've been servicing vehicles reliably for generations. They're family-owned and operated for over 35 years, and they're here to make certain your cars and trucks keep their promise to you. They're more than just tires, offering full automotive services, so they keep you focused on the road ahead. They carry all major tire brands. For whatever you drive, Weiss Tire Pros has a tire to fit your needs. With Weiss Tire Pros, they're here to help keep you safe on the road. Visit the store today in Fort Stockton. Weiss Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Buck's Lube Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Lube Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Lube Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change. All right, we are back with Prowler Volleyball. We're about to begin here in Seminole tonight. Finally, we're getting started about 50 minutes later than the scheduled time. Of course, our JV game went to 3 games tonight. Fort Stockton did win that match, 2-1 in the JV game. The final game was a 25-19 score. Prowlers win that one. So congratulations to the Prowler JV. Again, winning over the Maidens tonight. Prowlers are dressed in gray tops with blue numerals, black shorts, white tennis shoes. The Maidens dressed in white jerseys with the sleeves trimmed in black and yellow. and yellow numerals and black shorts, white tennis shoes. So we're ready to go with the maidens. The libero for Seminole is dressed in all black with gold numerals. Fort Stockton's libero is in blue, a blue jersey. Our libero is Victoria Maldonado. And she was the homecoming queen, I believe, also. And Jerry Diaz was our homecoming king. So congratulations to those two. That was done last week. All right, we're getting ready to start. Fort Stockton will be serving first. And I believe it'll be Addie Castro with the serve for the Prowlers. All right, we're ready to go. Here's Addie with the serve, and that is an ace for Addie Castro. And that will put the Prowlers up 1-0 after that ace by Castro. Here's Castro with the next serve. That's a good start. Really nice serve, and it's another ace for Addie. How about that? 2-0 Fort Stockton in game one with a couple of aces by Addie Castro. All right, here's the next serve from Addie. That one is picked up on the back row by Seminole. And now they'll punch it across. Here's a set at the net by Fort Stockton. We try to punch it across. Seminole picks it up. Here's the set by the Prowlers and a hit from the right side. Here's the set by Seminole. And that one, that kill, they say, was out of bounds. The back line judge said out of bounds, but now they are giving the point to Seminole. So let's see what the deal is. I believe the back line judge here ruled that that was out of bounds. Now Seminole thinks that they got the point, and that's the way it is on the scoreboard. So they should have to reverse that on the scoreboard. Should be 3-0 Prowlers. Yes, it is, but they have not corrected the scoreboard. Here's the serve again by Castro, and that's returned nicely by Seminole. Yeah, they corrected the score now. And here's a hit blocked by Seminole, but it's down on the ground. Well, they saved it from going down to the floor, and now Fort Stockton trying to hit it back. Seminole picked it up. Here's a set at the net. Now it's a punch across. That is going to be a double touch by Fort Stockton. So that will be a 3-1 score now. Seminole on top, and that's your BBT score. 3-1 Prowlers in the lead, and now Seminole gets the serve. Here's the serve by the maidens, a low serve picked up nicely by Maldonado. And here's the hit, blocked back down by Seminole. Nice block. And that is a kill by Jocelyn Well, wait a second. Did they? Yeah, they say it touched the ground, touched the floor there. So that's Jocelyn Arcides with a M&J Fast Lube kill. Fort Stockton leading 4-1 after that kill by Arcides. Here's the serve by Maldonado. Seminole picks it up. A hit high up in the air. Punched across by Seminole. Here's a dink across. That was by Addie Castro. Here's the set. And almost a kill there by the Prowlers, but Seminole picked it up. And they save it. Here's the set by Castro. And the hit by Arcides. Attempted kill. Didn't get it. Seminole picked it up. A block. And Seminole picks that up. And they hit it back. They save it. And there's Fort Stockton dinking it back across. Now Seminole, a free ball back across. Here's the set by Castro. A hit from the right side by the Prowlers. Here's the set, back to the left, and it goes into the net. So there's Fort Stockton with another point. Prowlers leading 5-1 in this match. And there is a timeout brought to you by Cactus Health. We'll be back with more Prowler Volleyball after this. Designer Carpets and Interiors has become known in Fort Stockton as the remodeling experts. They will be glad to put together a free estimate on just about any remodeling project, always keeping in mind your budget. They also can help with ideas and designs for your project to upgrade your home and add to its value. They also have all types of the latest and most modern flooring, including carpet, tile, hardwood, laminates, custom cabinetry, countertops, and much more. Call Designer Carpets and Interiors today at 336-6591. Permian Basin Abstract Company is located at 600 West Dickinson and is available to handle all your real estate closings. They have a full-service title company and are experts at handling all the tricky parts of title work. Great customer service is their number one goal with local manager Penny McKnight. Permian Basin Abstract has locations in Andrews, Seminole, Pecos, and the local office in Fort Stockton to serve all area West Texas counties and have all records available. Call 432-336-3301 or go by Permian Basin Abstract, corner of Monahans Highway and Dickinson Boulevard. As we come back, Victoria Maldonado has served another ace for the Prowlers, and it is a 6-1 Prowler lead. By the way, Andrews has defeated Greenwood. It's set 1, 25-19. There's Seminole saving one. They free ball it back across. Here's the set by Castro in the middle, and we tried to punch it down, couldn't get it done. But that ball is out of bounds on the return by Seminole, and the Prowlers get another point. A good start here for the Prowlers in game one, leading 7-1. That's your BBT score. Here's Victoria Maldonado with the serve. And that is set by Seminole to the middle. They dink it across. Here's a set by Fort Stockton. That is a beautiful hit by Jocelyn Arcides. And that is a kill brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Prowlers now leading 8-1 after the kill by Arcides. All right, here's the serve by Maldonado again. She's had a good run. Here's the set. And that one is through a Fort Stockton block. And Seminole with a nice kill right there. I believe by Malia Richardson, a senior. All right, now Richardson will serve. Prowlers leading 8-2. That's your BBT score. There's an ace by Richardson. And we just didn't step up that time to return the serve. It was right in the middle of the court. 8-3 now. Fort Stockton leading by 5. Here's Richardson again serving for Seminole. Low serve, and that is inbounds, they say. Okay. Well, it looked out, but the line judge there in the back called it in. So another ace by Richardson for Seminole. 8-4 the score with Fort Stockton leading. That's your BBT score. Here's a short serve and really dug out nicely there by Kaylin Reeves. That's a block, and that ball will go through a double block by the Prowlers, and Seminole scores another point. And Castro is arguing about the call. I'm not sure what she's arguing about, but that is a point for Seminole, 8-5 Prowlers. Richardson serving again, dug out. A little bit awkward off the hands of Maldonado, but that's saved there by Reeves. Here's the set in the middle. Goes off of a Fort Stockton block. We will set it again for Arcides. And now here's a punch across by Fort Stockton. We had to dink it across. And that is Seminole. I think they were in the net. And so that'll be a point Fort Stockton. We lead 9-5 now. And here's Fort Stockton to serve. Serve is made, a left-handed serve, I believe, by Haven Gaitan. Here's the set. And an attempted kill, I believe, by Reeves on the far side. Here's Maldonado, another set. And it's into the middle. Seminole picks it up. And that is going to be a point Fort Stockton, I believe. Yeah, they were in the net again, trying to save it from going out of bounds. 10-5 Prowlers. Serving is Haven Gaitan for Fort Stockton. Here's the serve. Really nice serve. And Now an attempted kill, and it is a kill from the left side for the Maidens. They'll get the serve back with a 10-6 lead for Fort Stockton here. It's a nice kill by the Maidens right there. From the left side of their net. All right, the Maidens now with the serve. Picked up by Maldonado. Punched across by Reeves. And there's another dig by Maldonado. Oh, a beautiful kill. I believe it was either Haven Gaitan, might have been, it was either her or Jocelyn. Maybe Haven Gaitan got a big kill right there. Nice job. And the Prowlers get the serve back. It's 11-6 Fort Stockton with a beautiful kill, brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Here's the set. A punch across, and that worked beautifully that time with a little dink. Caught the Prowlers, surprised the Prowlers a bit on that one. Sila Gunther will be serving for the Maidens in this 11-7 ball game. Fort Stockton in the lead. Here's the set over to the other side. I believe that's Sofia Garcia, and that ball will go down on Fort Stockton's side. That was Valeria Marquez, excuse me, on the opposite side. And Seminole gets the point there. Here's the set to the middle. That's too much on it. By Kaylin Reeves that time, I believe, and or might have been Sofia Garcia. All right, here's the dig, and here's the set. And that is out of bounds on the attempted kill by Fort Stockton's Valeria Marquez. It's now a 1-point game all of a sudden. We took a 7-1 lead, and since then we've been outscored 9-4. Here's the set to the middle and now to the left. That's a beautiful dig by Maldonado right there. And a block, double block there by Fort Stockton. Kaylin Reeves and Valeria Marquez. Here's the dig by Maldonado. The set. Nice job there by Kaylin Reeves, but Seminole picked it up. Here's Maldonado digging it out again. And the attempted kill by Reeves. There's the set to the other side. Fort Stockton dinks it across. Seminole picks it up. They attempt to kill, but it's out of bounds. Fort Stockton gets the point on a pretty long volley right there. It's 12-10. Prowlers leading. And we have Valeria Marquez serving. Here's the pickup by Seminole. And they set it to the opposite side. That ball is out of bounds on an attempted kill. 13-10, Fort Stockton with the lead. Valeria Marquez serving again for the Prowlers. Again, new coach Gary Garcia for Fort Stockton this year. Here's a serve at 13-10. And that was mishandled a bit. Can Seminole save it? It is out. So Fort Stockton gets another point there. A mishandled return of the serve is what caused that. It's really an ace right there by Valeria Marquez. Here's Valeria with another serve. Picked up by the Maidens. They set it to the middle. We pick it up just barely. And there is Kaylin Reeves with a kill for the Prowlers, brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. 15-10, Fort Stockton, building back up a bit of a lead. All right, Valeria Marquez now serving. There's a timeout on the court. We'll be back with more Prowler Volleyball after this Cactus Health Services timeout. Have you tried the delicious Jalisco-style Mexican food at the Guadalajara Mexican Grill recently? Their food and service is fast and top-notch. Plus, they're now offering some additions to their huge menu, including the carnitas plate and the fantastic molcajete with beef, chicken, and shrimp. They also now have delicious chicken wings spiced with mango, habanero, buffalo, or barbecue. Top it off with your favorite adult beverages and drinks and desserts. They also have daily specials, and you can dine in or call in orders at 336-6600. The Guadalajara Mexican Grill, 200 East 19th on the Imperial Highway.
At Cactus Health Services, they're here when you need them. On Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, the friendly staff at Cactus Health is ready to serve you from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 2 to 5 p.m. On Tuesdays, they're open from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 2 to 7. Would you like to get in earlier? The Cactus Health office is open on Wednesdays from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and from 2 to 4:30. Whether it's a routine checkup or something more, they're here for your health. Call Cactus Health at 336-8110.
All right, Valeria Marquez serves it. There's a block, and I believe that was tipped. Or did they give Seminole the point? Well, the block was out of bounds, so they're going to give Seminole the point, 15-11. That one is, let's see, Fort Stockton, I believe, in the net. Yeah, so that's what they call there. So we're back down to a 3-point lead for the Prowlers. It's 15-12 Fort Stockton. That's your BBT score. There's an ace by Seminole. We twice now in this first game, we've not been paying attention enough on those serves, and we've let two easy returns just fall. All right, here's the serve by Seminole, picked up, dug out by Maldonado. Cross-court attempted kill by Sofia Garcia. That one is out of bounds. That'll be a Fort Stockton point. Seminole tried to kill it, went out on the far side, and it's 16-13 Prowlers. And now we have Kaylin Reeves serving for the Prowlers now, a junior outside hitter. We're in game one. All right, here's the serve, and it is mishit a little bit by Seminole. They're going to try to save it. They can't. That's 4 hits. Now, that was another example, and that's an ace, by the way, by Kaylin Reeves, I think. Is she the one serving? Yeah, it was Reeves. That one is going to be out of bounds. And that's on the return by Seminole. Really winds up being another ace for Kaylin Reeves, and she's had a couple here in a row. It's 18-13 Prowlers in game one. That's your BBT score. Here's Kaylin Reeves with the serve. Low serve, beautiful. Wow, that's another ace by Kaylin Reeves. We've had several aces here in this first game. By Addie Castro and Victoria Maldonado, and now Kaylin Reeves has had a couple of aces, maybe 3. Here's Kaylin with the serve, returned by the Prowlers on the left side. They set it for a middle block. That's in for the point for Seminole. That's a kill. Seminole has a big student section here backing them up tonight. Okay, so Seminole gets the serve. 19-14 is our score. Fort Stockton leading. That's your BBT score. Here's the serve by Seminole. Dug out by Maldonado. And, boy, can we save it? No, we can't. That was a tough serve, and the return kind of went out toward the sideline, and we just couldn't save it. Here's Seminole again with the serve. This is number 9, I believe, Kinley Kirk. Here's the set on the far side, and that is a dink across for a kill by the Prowlers, and that is Lily Escalon with the M&J Fast Lube kill. Fort Stockton, well, let's see. I don't know. They've got it at 20-15. That one is out of bounds. I've got a 1-point swing the other direction. I thought that it should have been 21-15, but anyway, they say 20-16 right now. Here's Seminole with the serve. It's a nice serve picked up by Fort Stockton's Jocelyn Arcides. Here's the set in the middle by the Maidens, and that's a kill by the Maidens, and that's Austin Flowers. And now they close it to a 3-point game, 20-17. I think Fort Stockton should check the score, but we'll see. Here's the serve now. That goes into the net. So that'll give Fort Stockton a point, 21-17. We've got Victoria Maldonado serving for the Prowlers now. Nice serve to the back row, but it's out of bounds. So a miscue on the serve, and we're back to a 21-18 game. That's your BBT score. Fort Stockton leading in game one, 21-18. Malia Richardson serving again. We dig it out. Here's the set. Returned there by Valeria Marquez. Now here's the set again. That's punched across by Castro. And a block, but it's on Fort Stockton's side. The block by Brenna Downing and I believe maybe Jocelyn Arcides went down on our side. So here's Richardson again with the serve. She's been a successful server for Seminole. It's a net ball. We kind of try to surprise them and dink it across. Here's the set by the Prowlers. And that is a kill by Jocelyn Arcides, brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Very good-looking kill there by Jocelyn. 3 more points and we win game one. And here we go with Haven Gaitan serving for the Prowlers. Left-handed server. And that is a bad set by Seminole. That'll be an ace for Haven Gaitan. 2 points away now from winning game one. And here's Gaitan with the serve. Oh, a net ball right there. It goes into the net. Seminole gets the serve back, and we've got a 3-point lead in game one, 23-20. That's your BBT score. All right, here are the Maidens now with the serve. It's a short serve, goes into the net. All right, it's game point. Set point in set one. Fort Stockton trying to win game one. It's 24-20 right here. The Prowlers serving into the middle. And that is a bad set, bad serve. That's an ace for Fort Stockton, and Fort Stockton wins game one by a score of 25-20 over the Maidens. All right, we lead in the match. We'll be back in a moment with more Prowler volleyball after these words. Porky's Ice House in Fort Stockton is the place to get your drinks and snacks in Fort Stockton, with 2 convenient drive-through lanes open 7 days a week for teas, lemonades, and fountain drinks with added flavors upon request and much more. Go by Porky's Ice House, and remember, happy hour is each day from 4 to 6 p.m. with all drinks any size for just $1. They also make popular Clamato, Squirt, Topo Chico, and Jerky Preparados that are delicious, along with nachos. Porky's Ice House, 1401 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come save with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears? Have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
All right, we're back here on KFST, AM 860, KFST 94.3 FM, KFSTradio.com, and on our KFST YouTube page. The Prowlers win set one here this evening by a score of 25-20 over the Seminole Maidens. They switch sides, and now Fort Stockton will be on your left, Seminole on the right, if you're looking at our YouTube page tonight. Prowlers have a good game one, and even though we really let about 3 serves kind of drop in the middle of the court, and I don't know if it's miscommunication or not paying attention. I don't think it's not paying attention. I think it's probably miscommunication, but nevertheless, we need to shore that part of our game up. But here come the Maidens now serving in game 2, or set 2. That is out of bounds. Fort Stockton takes the lead. In game 1, 1-0, and we get the serve after Seminole serves. Now here's the serve by the Prowlers. That is in, and an ace. That's the Prowlers with Addie Castro serving another ace for Fort Stockton. She started out serving in game 1 and got some aces there. All right, here's Addie Castro, a senior setter and a server. And that one's going to be returned by Seminole, and a bad set, but it's knocked across, dinked across by Seminole, and that one is blocked by Seminole. A double block over on the far side. Austin Flowers and Malia Richardson got that block. And it's now Seminole serving with Richardson. 2-1 Prowlers. That's your BBT score in game number 2, set number 2. Here's Richardson with the serve, and that is a net ball. Seminole dinked it across. Here's the set by Fort Stockton. They knock it up high in the air. Seminole on the return. Now Richardson picked up by Maldonado. Here's the set to Arcides. Seminole still alive. That's going to be out of bounds, and Fort Stockton will get the point. Really nice job there by the Prowlers of keeping that one alive. Okay, Maldonado will be serving for the Prowlers. Nice serve. Barely dug out by the libero for Seminole. Now the libero returns it. There's a set backwards, and that will be returned now by the Prowlers, and that is going to be a real nice kill. I believe that was Kaylin Reeves. Fort Stockton leading game 2 now, 4-1. There's a timeout real quickly by the Maidens, and we'll be back with more Prowler volleyball.
This is Dr. Gabe Zamora, Superintendent of Fort Stockton ISD. At FSISD, we know that success begins with showing up every day. Be present and be prepared. I want to thank our parents, families, and community for supporting not just our athletes and performers, but every student and the dedicated educators who work tirelessly to help them succeed. Let's continue working together to ensure our students thrive in school and in life. Together, let's make this another great year for Fort Stockton.
All right, we're back, and we've got a 4-1 lead in set 2 for the Prowlers. Prowlers winning set 1, 25-20, and we lead the match 1-0. Seminole early calling a timeout here in this match. Victoria Maldonado will be serving for the Prowlers now. Senior libero. Here's the serve. Onto the back row, picked up by the Maidens. And a dink across by Fort Stockton, and that is just barely out of bounds on the return by Fort Stockton. Well, they've not put the Maidens' point up yet. Yeah, now they do. All right, here's the return by Fort Stockton after the serve. We set it to the left. That's a kill by Fort Stockton. Let's see. That is Valeria Marquez with the kill. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. And we've got Haven Gaitan serving for the Prowlers. Low serve, and it is out of bounds. Too much on it. BBT score now 5-3, and Seminole gets the serve back. Prowlers leading in game 2, won game 1 tonight. There's a little bit of a miss hit, and Seminole returns it, dinks it across. Fort Stockton saves it. They set it low at the middle of the net, and here's a high set for us on the opposite side, returned by Jocelyn Arcidas, attempted kill. Seminole now returns it. Maldonado picks it up. Here's the set to the middle. Too much on it. Too much on it by Marquez, I believe. Yep, so that closes the match now to 5-4. Seminole will serve again. Here's the dig by Fort Stockton. We set it. Try to kill it from the right side. There's an attempted kill by Seminole, and it glances off of a block. There's a beautiful kill by Jocelyn Arcidas. She's had several here tonight. That's an M&J Fast Lube kill. Fort Stockton ups the lead again to 2 points, 6-4 in game 2. That's your BBT score, and it will be Victoria Maldonado. No, it will not. I believe it's Addie. That's not Addie either. I'll pick up that server. Well, you know what? We don't have her on our program. There's a kill by Seminole from the far left corner. I believe that's Cambry Crow. Well, that's interesting. I asked the coach for the program right before tonight's game, and that she was not on our program. All right, here's the set by Seminole. And that one is Seminole in the net, plus the return was out of bounds, so that should be a point for Fort Stockton. It's 7-5. We'll try to get the name for number 11 here in just a second. Here is almost an ace by the Prowlers, but Seminole able to save it. Here's the set by Fort Stockton in the middle. Tried to kill it by Sofia Garcia. Now here's the set, and to the opposite side. That's a miss hit by Sofia that time, and that was actually by Valeria Marquez, the miss hit. So it's now 7-6. A 1-point game as Seminole goes in to serve. This will be Kinley Kirk. Here's the set, or the dig, I should say, by Maldonado. And the set by Seminole. They barely got it across. And here's the set for Fort Stockton. We free ball it across. Here's the set into the middle, and that one is out of bounds by the Maidens. Prowlers increase their lead to 8-6. Kaylin Reeves will be serving. With a 2-point lead, that's your BBT score, 8-6 Fort Stockton in game 2. Nice, strong serve. Here's the set. And Fort Stockton able to dig it out. We got to try to save it there, and Sophia Garcia does. There's Richardson dinking it across. We save it. Here's the set. Blocked by Seminole. That hit attempted by Brenna Downing. Now Downing on the far side tries to hit it, and it's picked up by Seminole. We set it again up toward the left side of the net for Downing. Now here's the set. A dink across, dug out, and it is a kill by Seminole. 8-7 now is our score. 1-point game with Fort Stockton still leading. We've led this entire match. I believe it's Fedra Ortiz maybe serving for the Maidens. Fort Stockton leading here in game number 2, 8-7. Amanda Kirkpatrick talking to the official, complaining about something, but that is the correct score. It's 8-7, and here's the serve by the Maidens. Low serve. And wow, that is a kill in the middle by Zyla Gunther. And really the return set that up perfectly for them. It was really our set to their middle hitter. And now it is an 8-8 score. Here's the serve, dug out by Maldonado. Here's the set to the middle. And that will be tipped by Seminole. That'll be a point Fort Stockton. It is 9-8 Prowlers. We've not called many timeouts here in this match. Fort Stockton serving. It'll be Addie Castro, I believe, again. Here's the serve. It's out of bounds. Ties the game again, 9-9 on a service error by the Prowlers. And now Malia Richardson, who's a good server, comes in to serve for the Maidens. 9-9 in game 2. We won game 1, 25-20. And that is an ace, as Downing, I believe, didn't pick that one up. And Seminole has their first lead in this match, 10-9. All right, Richardson now serving again for Seminole. Low serve, strong serve, picked up nicely by the Prowlers. And Arcides returning it. Seminole setting it, and they hit it into the net. It's going to be a point Fort Stockton. That ties the game again, 10-10. And it will be Maldonado serving for the Prowlers. All right, here's Maldonado with the serve into the middle, picked up by the libero. And that attempted kill by the Maidens there's too much on it. It's 11-10 Prowlers. Maldonado serving once more. And here's the serve into the middle. Set in the middle, and that hung up at the net for a while. There's a nice kill by Jocelyn Arcides. 12-10 Prowlers, and that kill brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Maldonado serving again. Prowlers have scored 3 straight points. And there's the set by the Maidens to the middle. They dink it across. Oh, that's a miss hit by Maldonado. We weren't sure who was going to handle that return. So a miscommunication there results in a point for Seminole. 12-11 is our score now, with Fort Stockton leading by 1. That's your BBT score. Now the serve by the Maidens. That is in. That's an ace, and we let that one go. And it was in. 12-12 is the score, as an ace is executed there by Seminole. All right, here's the serve. It's into the middle, picked up by Downing. The set to the middle to Arcides. Seminole saves it, and they will hit it from midcourt, back across. Here's the set to Arcides, into the middle. Seminole digs it out, they set it, and now they just have to dink it across. There's a nice middle hit by Fort Stockton from midcourt. That goes back down on Seminole's side. Fort Stockton will get the point. Critical point right there, 13-12. The Prowlers in the lead. We're in game two. Fort Stockton won game one, 25-20. And we're leading here in game two, 13-12. Haven Gaitan will be serving. Into the middle, the back part of the court. They set it toward the left side, dinked across. Here's the set, and back to Arcides. Strong hit, but Seminole digs it out. And that's a nice block brought to you by M&J Trucking, but I think that it might have gone out of bounds. Or did Seminole hit it? Let's see, who are they going to give this point? Yeah, they gave the point to Seminole, and it's 13-13. Here's Seminole with the serve into the middle. And an attempted kill. Arcides returns it after Seminole blocked it. That is going to be Fort Stockton in the net. It's going to give Seminole the lead here, 14-13. We won the first game of the match, 25-20. Looks like this game two is going to be maybe closer. Let's see. Nice serve, low serve, dug out by Maldonado, dinked across by Fort Stockton. That is a double touch by Fort Stockton. And Seminole now has a lead of 15-13 over the Prowlers in game two. That's your BBT score. And here's the serve by the Maidens. It is picked up this time by the Prowlers. We save it, we free ball it across. Here's the set over to the right side. A block by Fort Stockton. Nice job by Jocelyn Arcides and Valeria Marquez. A dink across by Fort Stockton. Here's the set by the Maidens. Dug out by Maldonado. The set over to Arcides. Attempted kill. They pick it up. Now attempted kill by, Fort Stockton's able to save it, and they do get the point. They hit it into the far corner where nobody was, and Seminole has their largest lead of the match right now, 16-13 over the Prowlers in game two. You may see a timeout fairly soon, but here's Seminole with another serve. Yep, there is a timeout by Fort Stockton. We'll be back with more Prowler volleyball after this Cactus Health Services timeout.
Ram Country of Fort Stockton has a full-time service department. For all your vehicle needs, visit Ram Country 2603 West Dickinson. Same-day service available on most vehicles. This includes service on Jeep, Ram, Dodge, and Chrysler vehicles. They also have a state-of-the-art tire alignment machine. Ram Country has the top service technicians in the area, so no matter the make or model of your vehicle, they can get you back out on the road safely. Call 432-360-1055 to schedule an appointment today.
When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 Triple G Supply and Services. All right, we're back, and Seminole gets another point very quickly right there, and they're leading now by the largest margin in this match, 17-13. And by the way, Andrews has beaten Greenwood in set two also. Well, no, wait a second. Greenwood won set two, 25-19, so that match is now tied. There's a point for Fort Stockton right there as Seminole couldn't handle that one. The return. Okay, let's see. Set one, Monaghan's defeated Pecos 25-12 and 25-12 in set two as well. All right, here's a dig by Fort Stockton, a set, and we punch it across. Seminole barely saved it. We set it backwards, and that one is out of bounds. I don't think we touched it. No, we didn't. So we're back within 2. 2 straight points after the timeout by Fort Stockton. Serving, and we'll get that young lady's name. Here's the serve, and it's set, and that is a kill right through a double block and back down. So Seminole gets the point right there. It's 18-15. Seminole on top here. That's your BBT score in game number 2. Set number 2. Here's the serve by the Maidens. Maldonado digs it out. A nice set in the middle. We kind of lobbed that one across. Now here's an attempted kill. Maldonado gets to it, and we cannot save it. That'll be a Seminole point. Now 19-15 is our score. Seminole on top in game number 2. Seminole serving. And a strong serve right there. And here's the hit back across by Fort Stockton. They set it to the right to Richardson. Too much on that one by Richardson on the attempted kill. And Fort Stockton pulls back within 3. We trailed 19-16 in game 2. Fort Stockton will be serving here. That'll be number 18, Valeria Marquez for the Prowlers serving. All right, here's the serve into the middle, dug out by the libero. They set it to the middle, blocked back down by Arcides. Nice block. And here's the set by Fort Stockton. And boy, Seminole saved it somehow. And that gave Seminole a perfect opportunity to kill that thing right at the net, and they did. And now they're leading 20-16. Well, the scoreboard says 19-16 still, so I don't know. Here's the set. And that one goes back down on Seminole's side. Maldonado digs it out. Here's the middle set. And a kill by Fort Stockton. And that was a nice kill by Sofia Garcia, brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. So the scoreboard says 19-17, so that's what we've got. That's what we changed it to. I believe it's Valeria Marquez. And it's dug out by the Maidens. They return it. Here's Downing. And here's the set to the middle. Seminole manages to save it. They free ball it across now. Here's the set over to Downing. Way too much on that one. Point Seminole, and now it is 20-17. The Maidens on top. This is game 2. We won game 1 25-20. Substitutions for the Maidens, and a new server comes in. I believe it's Arlette Nava. Here's the serve, dug out by Maldonado. Got to hurry to get that one, and Fort Stockton is able to save it and return it. Here's Richardson. That's a kill by the Maidens. By Richardson, and Seminole has a 4-point lead here late in game 2. Serving will be Nava once again, a senior. All right, here's Arlette Nava. Low serve into the middle. Here's the set over to Downing, and that was partially blocked by Richardson. Here's Richardson dinking it across. Maldonado now will have the set. Here's Downing again, and That is returned by Seminole and a block by Fort Stockton on an attempted kill. Here's Maldonado, and we set it to the middle. And that's a block. That is a kill by Seminole's Zyla Gunther that goes through a Fort Stockton block. And we've got a timeout. We'll be back with more Prowler Volleyball after this. Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662. All right, we're back with more Prowler Volleyball. We're going to have to score some points here. Seminole is 3 points away from winning set 2. We won set 1, 25-20. This match, unless we come back, would be tied. And let's see. Monahans has defeated Pecos. Well, I should say they've won games 1 and 2. They haven't won the match yet. Andrews and Greenwood are tied 1 game apiece in that match. Now here's the serve. By the Maidens, low serve. Had a real tough time digging that one out. Maldonado has to have a long free ball to return, and that's a set and a dink across for a kill by Seminole. And now they're on the cusp of winning game 2 here. Arlette Nava serving again, has done a good job serving. Low serve, and that one is an ace. Downing can't handle that one. It might have been out of bounds, but certainly she did not get out of the way, and it hit her, so it's game point, set point for Seminole in this one, 24-17. Another low serve, and that one is another ace, and Seminole wins match number 2. 17-25 the final score, so we're going to have game 3 coming up in just a moment. We'll be back with more Prowler Volleyball. West Texas Cinema is open in Fort Stockton next to the Convention Center at 2181 West Interstate 10, showing the newest movies with a movie premiere once a month. Shows are Fridays at 7 p.m., Saturdays at 4 p.m., and Sundays at 7 and 9 p.m., with admission prices just $10 for adults and $8 for children 12 and under. Plus, they have a full range of fresh concessions, discounts for veterans, first responders, and medical staff with ID. West Texas Cinema, local and family owned and operated at 2181 West I-10. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram at West Texas Cinema.
Ready to refresh, renew, and radiate? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're here to help you look and feel your best. From glowing skin with hydrofacial and classic facials to smoother texture with microneedling and dermaplaning, your skin transformation starts here. Boost your wellness with IV hydration, vitamin injections, and our medical weight loss program featuring semaglutide and tirzepatide. Plus, don't miss our CareVeep scalp treatments with trusted Botox care. And great news, we're now open Monday through Friday. Call us today at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice. Panther and Prowler fans, choose Airlawn. Se habla español.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Joe's Place offers specialty cocktails, cold beer on tap, tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 different areas, including a covered patio and backyard bars, while listening and dancing to a wide variety of music or watching the big game. Also karaoke nights on Thursdays. Joe's Place open Wednesdays from 8 to 12 and Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information. All right, we're back, and we've got Fort Stockton now tied in the match with Seminole, 1 game apiece. Fort Stockton won game 1, 25-20, but fell in game 2, 17-25. So we're now going to game number 3, set number 3 for the Prowlers, and we're tied at 1 apiece. All right, the Prowlers need a strong start. I believe it'll be Addie Castro starting this match, serving, starting this set. And here's a dink across by Seminole. And the set now by Maldonado. And almost a kill there by Downing, but they pick it up. Here's the set into the middle to Jocelyn Arcides. They pick that up as well. There's a dink, and we save it from going to the floor right there. Nice dig by Brenna Downing. But there's a kill by the Maidens. And the Maidens take the lead in game 3, 1-0. That's your BBT score. The match score, of course, is 1 game apiece here. Fort Stockton won game 1, 25-20, lost game 2, 17-25. And now here's the serve by the Maidens. Dug out by Maldonado. Downing sets it. Oh, and we didn't have quite enough on that one on the return. By Sofia Garcia. Almost had it. Right, here's the serve. It's into the net. So the score now 2-1 Seminole as we score our first point in this set. And now Maldonado will be serving for the Prowlers. Nice serve over to the right side. Here's the set. Richardson free balls it across. Here's the set into the middle to Arcides, and it is a kill. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Nice job by Arcides. It's 2-2. All right, here's Maldonado now, serving once again for the Prowlers. It is on to the right side. Here's the set into the middle, and a dink for a kill for Seminole. Seminole now on top, 3-2 in set number 3. Richardson will be serving again for the Maidens. Short serve. Downing digs it out. Here's Arcides trying to get the kill. It was picked up. Long return. Here's the set to Arcides, who tries to kill it in the middle. It's picked up by the Maidens. Here's another set to the middle. And that's a nice kill. That's by Kaylin Reeves right there. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube, the kill. And Haven Gaitan will now be serving. Left-handed server puts it into the middle. Here's the set. Over to the right side, and that is a kill by Seminole. They'll pick up the point there with a 4-3 score. Seminole on top. That's your BBT score. Andrews is leading the Greenwood match now, 2-1. Here's a ball that is hit into the net there by Kaylin Reeves, and so on the return, so that's another point for Seminole. Seminole on top now, 5-3, I believe. And that's a net ball. Fort Stockton scores that point, brings it back to a 1-point match, 5-4 in this set, with Seminole on top. And I believe this is Valeria Marquez, number 11, who is now serving the ball. So we've got a mix-up in the roster tonight. And here's the set back to the middle. Here's another set to the middle, and that is a kill with a little punch across by Kaylin Reeves, and that will tie the match up at 5-5. Good job of the Prowlers of coming back in set number 3. Valeria Mark is serving. Nice serve. That almost was an ace, but they managed to save it. And here is the return by Fort Stockton. I believe that was Sofia Garcia. Well, let's see. No, I don't think so. Yeli Acosta, I believe. And that is another point for Fort Stockton. Got a 7-5 score. Trying to get our roster straightened out a little bit. Here's the serve, and that is an ace by the Prowlers. And the Prowlers now have taken a 3-point lead in set number 3. Valeria Marquez will be serving. And it's a low serve. It'll be an ace, or will it? Yes, it will. That'll be an ace by Valeria Marquez. 9-5, and there's a timeout by the Maidens. So we'll take a timeout with them. We'll be back after this Cactus Health Services timeout.
Looking for more ways to watch your favorite shows, sports, and movies? With BBT, it's simple. When you sign up for our Work and Play internet plan, you'll get a free Roku device and $10 in monthly streaming credits. Enjoy hundreds of channels, including popular Spanish language favorites like Univision, Unimas, and Telemundo, all with reliable local internet you know and trust. Call 800-592-4781 or order online 24/7 at bigbend.com. BBT, reliable, local, and connected.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair presents the $5 Club. Get $5 flat repairs, $5 tire rotations, $5 brake pad thickness checks, $5 vehicle unlock services, $5 vehicle jump starts, $5 computer diagnostics, and lots more. For information, call 432-242-7092 or visit them at 2709 West Dickinson. That's Alamo Tire and Auto Repair.
All right, we're back with more Prowler volleyball, and Nathan Reeves is up here going to try to straighten out a few of these numbers. These are the rosters that I got from the coach yesterday, and he gave me 2 different rosters, but they are not correct. So anyway, we'll get it all straightened out. All right, the Prowlers score another point right there. Nice job there. It's 10-6. All right, we have serving here for the Prowlers. I believe that's Yeli Acosta. Here's the set, and that is blocked back down by the Prowlers, and that blocked by M&J Trucking. Here's now the set over to the left side, and that will be a kill by Seminole. They barely got it across the net. So it's a 10-7 score now. Here's the serve by Seminole. Fort Stockton picks it up. And now Seminole returning it. There's Maldonado digging it out. Marquez with the set. Beautiful kill there by Kaylin Reeves. And now the Prowlers are leading 11-7. All right, we've got a serve coming up now for the Prowlers. An 11-7 score. The Prowlers are in the lead. Here's the serve. And it's set by the Prowlers. There's Downing. I believe that one was out. So Seminole gets the point. It's now 11-8. And that is with Fort Stockton leading here in set number 3. I believe we have Kinley Kirk serving the ball here for the Maidens. And it's into the middle. There's Marquez with the set. And that was Sofia Garcia knocking it across. Here's Maldonado picking it up, digging it out. And an attempted kill by Lily Escalon. And the Maidens get the point as they block it back down. It's 11-9. Thank you, Nathan. Nathan trying to straighten out the roster here. Unusual that I didn't get the correct roster from the coach. Anyway, here's the return there by Sofia Garcia. Here's the set by Marquez. Downing has that attempted kill blocked back down by the Maidens. And it's now 11-10. All right, here's Marquez setting it. Here's Downing returning it and trying the kill. Maidens save it. And here's a punch across by Garcia. And that one is going to be an inbounds kill back in the backcourt by Seminole. And they have come back to tie this game 11-11 after the timeout. Well, we've had some incorrect numbers. We had 4 of them, and we're gonna try to get this right the rest of the way here. That's dug out by Fort Stockton. Here's Marquez with the set. And the punch back across. That might have been a double hit. Yes, it was by Seminole. So Fort Stockton gets the point there. We lead now 12-11. Anna Yeli Acosta is number 18. Valeria Marquez is number 11. Valeria, let's see. And Sofia Garcia is number 10. So hopefully we've got that all straight. That's a kill through a block by Seminole. And that ties the match here, ties the set 12-12. The match is tied as well, 25-20. Fort Stockton won game 1. Game 2 we lost 17-25, and now here we're tied in set 3. Close match. Here's a dig by Maldonado, then the set by Castro. We punch it across, and now here's the set. Up high, and there is Jocelyn Arcidas, and that'll be a little kill for Jocelyn there, brought to you by M&J Fast Loop. 13-12, Prowler's on top now. Will be serving to Victoria Maldonado. All right, here's Maldonado with the serve, and it is a net ball and winds up being an ace. Beautiful job there by Victoria on the serve. It hit the top of the net, went down for the point. 14-12, Prowler's in the lead in set number 3. All right, here's Maldonado into the middle of the court. It's set into the middle, and that's a kill by Seminole. I believe it's Ashlyn Gines, and it's a 1-point Fort Stockton lead in game 3. Here's a good server, Malia Richardson for the Maidens. Picked up by Maldonado. Here's the set to Downing, and a kill by Downing. Good job by Brenna Downing on the right side that time. A couple of subs come in, including Haven Gaitan, who will be serving. All right, here's the serve. And Seminole, I don't know if they can save this. They cannot. And that winds up being an ace by Haven Gaitan. 16-13, Prowlers leading in game number 3. Here's Gaitan with the serve. Dug out by the libero for Seminole. That one is out on the return. And that'll be another ace, essentially, there for Haven Gaitan. They couldn't return it. Fort Stockton leading now 17-13, and we've got a timeout by the Maidens. We'll be back in just a moment.
Your health matters. At Cactus Health Services, we believe quality health care should be accessible to everyone. That's why we offer a sliding fee program, making your visits more affordable based on your income. Whether it's a checkup, managing a condition, or preventative care, we're here for you. Call us today at 432-336-8110 to learn more, or visit us at 700 North Main Street in Fort Stockton, because your health should always come first. Cactus Health Services, caring for our community one patient at a time.
All right, we're back, and we've got a 17-13 lead, getting kind of late in set number 3. The Prowlers are leading by 4 points here. And we've got Haven Gaitan, who's gotten a couple of aces here in this serve. Here's another one, left-handed server, and it's dug out by the libero for Seminole. They return it high. Here's the set, and that is a block by Seminole. Attempted kill by Jocelyn Arcidas. A double block there by Seminole at the net. And after the timeout, they get a point, and they get the serve back. This match is tied 1 game each. Fort Stockton winning game 1 25-20, losing game 2 17-25. We are leading game 3 17-14. Here's the serve by the Maidens, and that is Vicky Luna. Here's the set across to the other side to Kaylin Reeves. And here's a nice high set. Maldonado sets it again. Oh, and that one is into the net by Kaylin Reeves. Didn't quite get the right kind of hit on that one, and so that closes the game here to 2 points. It's a 17-15 Prowler lead. We need to get this point, get the serve back. Here's the serve. Dug out by the Prowlers. We set it backwards over to Arcidas, who gets the kill for the Prowlers. Kill brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Prowlers lead by 3, 18-15. Valeria Marquez comes in to serve. All right, here's the serve into the middle. Here's the set. Seminoles kill too far, too much on it. Prowlers are now leading 19-15. Here's Marquez with the serve into the middle. Here's the set to the other side, and it's into the net. Fort Stockton is in the 20s in game 3. 20-15 Prowlers, and here's Marquez with another serve. Nice serve, and that is set backwards, and that is out of bounds. Fort Stockton gets another point. Not played very well there by the Maidens on that serve, but I tell you, Marquez has done a good job here of serving and has gotten some aces. 21-15. Prowlers on top by 6. Let's go Prowlers and finish game 3. Here's the serve, low into the middle, and it is set backwards over to the right side. Maldonado digs it out. Marquez sets it for Reeves. Too much on that one by Reeves on the attempted kill. And now 21-16, Prowlers by 5. A serve by the Maidens. This might be Zyla Gunther. Here's the dig by Maldonado. And a attempted kill there by Lily Escalon. They picked it up. That's a nice dig by Fort Stockton. They set it to Reeves, and Seminole can't save it. That is a kill by Kaylin Reeves. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. 22-16 Prowlers. Now it's Inayeli Acosta going to serve for Fort Stockton. Here's the serve into the middle. Libero picks it up. Here's the set. And a block out of bounds by Fort Stockton. That'll be a point for the Maidens. 5-point match here now, 5-point set with Ashlyn Gines serving for the Maidens. Here's the serve into the middle. Here's the set by Marquez. Attempted kill by the Prowlers. Seminole picks it up. There's a beautiful kill. Oh, they say it's out of bounds. Well, we may have gotten a break on that one. That looked in to me, but okay, it's all right with me. 23-17, Prowlers are leading. And now the serve again by Acosta. And it's a net ball picked up. And another point by the Prowlers. This is set point now after an ace by the Prowlers. This is Kaylin Reeves serving. See if she can get another ace here. Beautiful serve. Here's the set over to Downing, and it's into the net. So it's a point for Seminole, 24-16. The Prowlers are at set point. The Maidens come in to serve. It looks like maybe Kinley Kirk. And here's the serve, and Maldonado digs that out. Marquez sets it backward for Sofia Garcia, and that is Fort Stockton winning the point and winning set 3. 25-18 is the score in set 3. The Prowlers are leading this match now 2-1. And we'll be back with more Prowler Volleyball right after this.
Porky's Ice House in Fort Stockton is the place to get your drinks and snacks in Fort Stockton, with 2 convenient drive-through lanes open 7 days a week for teas, lemonades, and fountain drinks with added flavors upon request and much more. Go by Porky's Ice House, and remember, happy hour is each day from 4 to 6 p.m. with all drinks any size for just $1. They also make popular clamato, squirt, topo chico, and jerky preparados that are delicious, along with nachos. Porky's Ice House, 1401 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. If you're needing personal attention to your medical needs, visit Salceda Urgent Care and Family Medicine in Fort Stockton at 703 North Main. They can help with life's little urgencies that cannot wait for an appointment. They provide urgent care, hormone optimization for men and women, vitamin supplements, family medicine, chronic care for all ages, including cholesterol treatment, blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid optimization, and treat many other conditions. Call for appointments 360-3029. Walk-ins are welcome at 703 North Main.
Are you sick and tired of inflation driving up the price on virtually everything? At CTG Express Oil Change, we have mastered the art of inflation-proof, lightning-fast oil changes. We tell inflation to take a hike with our happy hour discounts every weekday, 11 to 1 p.m., and our service appreciation discounts for local teachers, military, first responders, and correctional officers. We're fast, too, saving you time and money. And remember, at CTG Express, we are the best for the most dependable place to get your state inspection. Come save with us at CTG Express in Fort Stockton.
Contessa Ready Mix is now open and ready to serve all your concrete needs. They also offer general construction, precast, material hauling, and sand and gravel. They're located at 2270 Gonzales Loop. For more information, call 432-290-4947. Contessa Ready Mix, owned and operated by Colby Terraces, serving Fort Stockton and the surrounding area.
All right, we are back, and the Monahans Lady Lobos have defeated Pecos tonight 3-0. So Monahans is now 1-0 in district. Pecos is 0-1. Right now we are up on Seminole 2-1 with a third game about to start, third set about to start. And the last we heard, it was Andrews and Greenwood. They were tied up at 1 game apiece, I believe. Well, wait a second here. Andrews now is leading that match 2-1. And so we'll wait on the outcome of game 4. But Andrews is ranked number 18 in the state. Number 8 in the state, not 18. They are ranked number 8. And again, Andrews does lead Greenwood now 2-1. Monahans has defeated Pecos 3-0. And we face Monahans on Saturday at 12 noon in Fort Stockton. All right, Seminole will start this match serving as Fort Stockton now leads the match 2-1. Here's a little trick, a dink across when you were expecting a set, but there is a kill by Seminole. Number 1 there, Austin Flowers, with the kill.
Seminole leading 1-0 now. Seminole will be serving once again. Low serve, and boy, that's an ace by Seminole. That was very hard to handle, and Maldonado tried to handle it. It just went straight into the net after it hit her. 2 points, I should say, 2-0. Seminole on top in set number 4, rather. All right, here's the serve. It's into the net. Fort Stockton gets its first point right there on a serving error. All right, Fort Stockton serving now. It'll be Addie Castro starting out for us here in game number 4. And it's picked up by the libero. And that is out of bounds on a cross-court attempted kill by Seminole. Now it's a 2-2 match. Fort Stockton and Seminole tied up in game number 4. Here's the serve by Castro. Barely dug out. In fact, they did save it. They punched it across somehow. And here is Jocelyn Arcides punching it across. Now Seminole, a lob shot over the middle. And now the attempted kill by Arcides, and it's a good one. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube, and the Prowlers have their first lead in game number 4. Addie Castro serving again into the middle, picked up by the Seminole libero. And that is a kill in the middle by Seminole, Austin Flowers. 3-3 is our score now. She's a good hitter, certainly from the middle. 3-3 the score here, with Fort Stockton trying to get the first district win tonight. We've already seen Monahans get a win over Pecos tonight. They go to 1-0 in district. There's a serve, that's an error, and Fort Stockton picks up the point there. 4-3 Fort Stockton. That's your BBT score. The match score is 2-1, Fort Stockton in the lead. Here's Maldonado with the serve, dug out by the libero for Seminole, and that is a attempted kill through a double block, and now we're able to save it, and that's Arcides. And that is an attempted kill by the Maidens, but it's into the net, and that was Kinley Kirk, I believe. So it's now 5-3 Prowlers with a 2-point lead in game 4. Maldonado serving now. Low serve, net ball, and Seminole is able to save it, free ball it back across. Here's the set. No, it's a dink across. Real tricky move there by Brenna Downing, and a good job, and it's now 6-3. Maldonado serving again for the Prowlers. It's into the middle, picked up. Here's the set. Over to the middle, and didn't have much power on the kill, but here's Arcides. That one is out of bounds. Man, that out of bounds flag came up before the ball even hit the floor. Anyway, I don't like that much, but it was out. It is 6-4, Prowlers in the lead. Here's Seminole serving. Into the middle. And here's the set. Into the middle. Beautiful job there by Brenna Downing to get the kill through a double block. That's an M&J Fast Lube kill. Fort Stockton on top, 7-4. Here's the serve. Dug out by Seminole. They'll set it to the right side. And wow, that somehow Seminole got a kill on the far side. Just barely made it in, but it did. All right, 7-5 now. The Prowlers up by 2 in set number 4. We lead the match 2-1. Here's the set to the middle for Downing. Seminole able to save it. They'll free ball it across by the libero. That's a very forward set there, but we managed to get it across. Seminole with an attempted kill, and that's a nice one from the far side.
Seminole has scored a couple of points straight now, and now they're within one. It's 7-6 Prowlers. Seminole with another serve. And it's a serve into the middle where that dig got back across. And that is a kill, cross-court kill by the Maidens. That was number 7, Cambry Crow. And they have come back to tie it up here 7-7 in game number 4. All right, here's the dig by Downing on the serve. And that's Acosta with the kill. Inayeli Acosta with a beautiful kill brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. And now it's the Prowlers up 8-7. We send in Valeria Marquez to serve this ball. It's into the middle. And now set over to the left side. Fort Stockton able to dig it out. And here's Maldonado saving it. Kill again from the right side by Seminole. They've got that right side going pretty well right now with those kills. And I believe that was Fedra Ortiz maybe. Or maybe Kenley Kirk. But here is Seminole now with the libero serving. Low serve. Maldonado digs it out. Here's the set to the middle. And that was blocked back down, but I believe it was Reeves too far in the net that time. So it is now Seminole leading 9-8. We need to get back in the lead in this match or in this set and finish it out here. There's Maldonado digging it out, and we set it. Here's that was Acosta returning it. There's a block back down. Good job by Acosta there. And here's Fort Stockton setting it again for Kaylin Reeves. That is dug out by the Maidens. And now here's Richardson returning it for Seminole. Marcus sets it. That's Gaitan, I believe, returning it. And here's Richardson with an attempted kill. Fort Stockton digs it out. Here's Reeves. That's out of bounds. Too much on it, and it's 10-8 Seminole. It was a long volley, but we lost that point. Coach Garcia giving some instructions, and now the libero for Seminole serving again. It's a lob serve into the middle. Here's Reeves in the middle, and not enough on that one. And it does not make it across the net. It's 11-8 now. The Maidens on top. Their libero will serve again. Ashlyn Gines. That one is dug out by Maldonado. Got a really hustle to this ball. We almost didn't make it. Seminole now with a perfect position to kill it as we were out of position. And Fort Stockton now regains their composure. And now Seminole just tries to free ball it across. They do save it. And here is Reeves, I believe, trying to save it. And that one is blocked back down by Seminole, a double block. That was actually Acosta on that attempted kill, and it was double blocked by Seminole back down to the Prowlers. And now it is 12-8. The Maidens have built a 4-point lead. That was barely dug out there by Maldonado. We free ball it across. Here is the set. It was a low set by the Maidens. Here's Acosta. That one's blocked back down again by Seminole. But they're going to call someone in the net there on Seminole. So we get the point. It's 12-9. 3-point deficit for the Prowlers in game 4. And here's Inayeli Acosta to serve. Dug out by the libero. Here's the set. A low set, and it is hammered there by the Maidens. And it is 13-9. Maidens on top in game 4. We've got to get back into this set. Here's the serve. And here's the set by Fort Stockton. That was Sofia Garcia trying to get a kill. That one drops on the top of the net. Now Fort Stockton's Haven Gaitan, a midcourt shot. And that one will be a block by Fort Stockton, out of bounds on our side, so it's a point Seminole. And we got a timeout by Fort Stockton as Seminole is leading 14-9 in Game 4, but we lead the match 2-1. We'll be back in a moment.
Are your insurance rates too high? At Fort Stockton Insurance, you're not stuck. We can shop within our own carriers to find the best deals. Do you know that we do more than property and auto? We do life, commercial, farm, and specialty insurance. Do you want to run on the field with the Baylor Bears, have an Aerolite plane or a vintage vehicle? We insure all of that. Need a bond or commercial insurance? We can help you there too. This is Pam at Fort Stockton Insurance. We're located at 901 West Dickinson, or give us a call at 336-8565.
This is Coach DJ Howe, Athletic Director and Head Football Coach at Fort Stockton ISD. On the field and in the classroom, success doesn't happen by accident. It starts with showing up, giving your best, and being prepared every single day. I want to recognize our parents, families, and community for always being in our corner. And a special thanks to the teachers and staff who put in the hard work that makes winning possible for our kids. Let's keep the momentum going and make this school year one to remember for every student, every team, in all of Fort Stockton.
Well, I think they said that Fort Stockton was out of position on the serve, so Seminole is going to get a point out of that. 15-9. Seminole is leading by 6 points. This is their largest lead of the entire match, but we lead the match 2-1, but Game 4 has not gone very well in the last few points. That's caused a timeout a moment ago. Here's Sophia Garcia, and that is dug out by Seminole. And a block back down. That's a nice job there by Sophia Garcia and Lily Escalon. Gets us to 10 points. It's 15-10. Seminole leading in game number 4. Fort Stockton leading the match 2-1. That's your BBT score. And I believe it is Inayeli Acosta serving for the Prowlers. That is out of bounds, and it's a service error. And it's now a 16-10 score. Seminole on top by 6. Isla Valenzuela comes into the game for the Prowlers. All right, here is the serve. Maidens, low serve. Dug out by the Prowlers. And here's the set to Arcides. That is a kill by Jocelyn Arcides. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube, 16-11. Prowlers get the serve back. Here we go. Let's make a run. And this will be Addie Castro serving. That is an ace by Addie Castro. That was close to being out of bounds, but the libero tried to pick it up, and it sailed out. She couldn't handle it. That's an ace, and there's another timeout. We'll be back with more Prowler volleyball in just a moment.
Ram Country in Fort Stockton presents Warranty Forever, a warranty like no other, now covering every new Ram purchase from Fort Stockton's exclusive Ram dealer. No mileage limit, no year limit. Your new Ram is protected forever at no extra charge. Plus, Ram Country's Warranty Forever has no deductible and all parts and labor are covered. Log on to RamCountryFortStockton.com to shop online anytime. Then hurry to Ram Country and get your Warranty Forever at no extra charge.
And we're back with more Prowler volleyball. We've been going for a little more than an hour and a half. The match got started late because of a 3-game JV game, and the Prowlers did win that match 2-1 in the JV game. And here we have Fort Stockton leading the match 2-1, but we are down by 4 points in game 4. Here's a save by Seminole. Here's the dig by Maldonado. A dink across, and now Seminole puts it back up. We were all up at the net. Now here's Arcides. Oh, wait a second. Now that looked like it was in bounds. I mean, that looked like it was in the corner, and the official called it out. I don't agree with that call at all. Well, that was in the corner. All right, here's Richardson serving after we lose a point we should have had. There's Downing, and that one is blocked by Seminole. Blocked again. Downing pushes it back across. That's another Seminole point. It's 18-12. I don't know if they called us in the net there or what, but we did not get a good call from that official down in the corner just a moment ago on Arcides' kill. Here's a net ball. That's not a good serve. And so, all right, it's 18-13. Seminole on top in Game 4. They're trying to force a Game 5 as we lead the match 2-1. Maldonado serving for the Prowlers. Here's the serve into the middle, dug out by the libero. And that's out. That's too much on it. So the Fort Stockton Prowlers get that point. It's 18-14 now. We're back to 4 points after an ace. All right, here's Maldonado. The serve is not set very well, but Fort Stockton picks it up. They do manage to return it. Here is Arcides again. Tried that kill again. It's picked up. A block back down by the Prowlers on the right side. Now a kill in the middle. It is blocked. Inayeli Acosta tried to kill it, and Seminole got the point. It is 19-14 Seminole. Austin Flowers will be serving. Dug out by Maldonado. And a little miscommunication there. Somebody finally picked it up. And that is a mishit by the Maidens at the net. So we got the point there. 19-15 now. Seminole leading in this match right here. And let's see, we've got, I believe, Haven Gaitan serving. And they set it to the right side. They hit it into the net. And another point for the Prowlers. And we're as close as we've been in a while. It is now 19-16. Here's the serve by Gaitan. Dug out by Seminole on the back line. And a middle row hit. And here is an out-of-bounds attempted kill by Kaylin Reeves. And Seminole gets the point, 20-16. Now Seminole 5 points away from winning this fourth game and sending it to a fifth. All right, here's the serve. It's dug out by Fort Stockton. Now here's the return by Reeves. A set by Seminole. Really nice return there by, I believe, Gaitan. And that's a block by the Prowlers. Oh, wait. Did they call us in the net? I guess they did. It's 21-16. Seminole on top in this fourth game. Here's the dig. And the set into the middle. Seminole blocked it. Now they're trying to get the kill, and they do. They get it. I believe that's Fedra Ortiz, or is it, might have been Kinley Kirk. All right, we've got a timeout. It's 22-16, Seminole leading in Game 4. We'll be back in a moment.
When you need supplies in the oil field, the choice is clear. Choose Triple G Supply and Services in Fort Stockton. They have all the oil field supplies you need, including general oil field supplies, PVC pipe and fittings, hydraulic hoses, generators, safety equipment, household supplies, and much more. They also have roustabout services available. Triple G Supply and Services is right here in Fort Stockton at the west end of Dickinson at 1048 Crockett Avenue. Delivery is available to your location. Call 336-8280 for Triple G Supply and Services.
Well, Fort Stockton called another timeout, brought to you by Cactus Health Services, and they've got a 22-16 lead in game number 4, and Seminole has the serve. So obviously they're trying to force a game 5 here. All right, here's the serve by the Maidens, dug out by Downing. Here's the set over to the left side. Here's the set to the middle by the Maidens. A block by Fort Stockton, back down. Nice job. And here's a dink by Seminole across. And that is a net ball that gets the roll by Addie Castro and gets the kill. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Okay, it's Valeria Marquez who will serve now for the Prowlers. Needs some points. Here's Marquez. Oh, it's out of bounds. It's a service error. And Seminole is 2 points away from winning set number 4. The libero for Seminole is to serve now. Low, well, it's a low serve. I thought it was going to go into the net, but it did not. And that is another point, Seminole, as they're calling that one out of bounds on the return. On the other side of the antenna, I believe. So it's set point. Seminole hits the net on the serve. And they will set it now to the left side. And that we barely saved that one. That was lucky. Now here's the set over to Kaylin Reeves. And Reeves gets a kill. Brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. It is still match point for the Maidens as they lead 24-18 in set number 4. Scoreboard still says it's set 3, but it's not. All right, here's the serve by Reeves, I believe. That's a kill by the Maidens, actually. Yeah, and so that is going to do it for game number 4. Seminole has won game 4 here, 18-25. Same score in reverse as the last game. So now we're going to game 5, which only goes to 15 points. And every point will really, really count in this next game. So it is a tied match now, 2 games to 2. And we'll be back with more Prowler Volleyball after these words.
Doctors Josh Pass, Brian Cherry, and Hewlin Pass are optometrists serving the West Texas area. Visit West Texas Eye Care at 605 North Main in Fort Stockton or 611 South Oak in Pecos. They offer complete and thorough eye examinations for the whole family, including therapeutic optometry, eyeglasses, contact lenses, laser surgery consultation, and screenings for macular degeneration and diabetes with an in-office lab. Call to make an appointment today in Fort Stockton at 336-3662 or in Pecos 445-3662. West Texas Cinema shows the latest and best movies in Fort Stockton at Fort Stockton's Movie Theater next to the Convention Center at 2181 West Interstate 10. It's locally owned and family operated with shows every weekend with the freshest concessions. The theater is also available for rent for private conferences and meetings. Call for more information at 432-943-0131. Remember, there's a new movie premiere once a month. Check them out on Facebook or Instagram at West Texas Cinema.
Ready to refresh, renew, and radiate? At RA Radiance Med Spa, we're here to help you look and feel your best. From glowing skin with hydrofacial and classic facials to smoother texture with microneedling and dermaplaning, your skin transformation starts here. Boost your wellness with IV hydration, vitamin injections, and our medical weight loss program featuring semaglutide and tirzepatide. Plus, don't miss our CareVeep scalp treatments with trusted Botox care. And great news, we're now open Monday through Friday. Call us today at 432-360-0248 or visit raradiancemedspa.com.
Airlawn Furniture is Fort Stockton's newest destination for furniture, appliances, mattresses, electronics, and more. They've been serving Pecos for over 30 years and look forward to doing the same for the lovely people of Fort Stockton. Enjoy free local delivery and installation, monthly specials, lease-to-own options with no credit needed. Visit them in-store at 1206 West Dickinson next to Lowe's or call 432-299-1181 or online at airlawnfurniture.com. Make the quality choice. Panther and Prowler fans, choose Airlawn. Se habla español.
Always a good time at Joe's Place Cantina, located in historic downtown behind the Community Theater at 216 West 1st. Joe's Place offers specialty cocktails, cold beer on tap, tacos, tortas, and more, served in 3 different areas, including a covered patio and backyard bars, while listening and dancing to a wide variety of music or watching the big game. Also karaoke nights on Thursdays. Joe's Place open Wednesdays from 8 to 12 and Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 1, with family time and happy hour only from 6 to 8 p.m. Be sure to look at their Facebook page for upcoming events and information.
All right, we're back once more with Prowler Volleyball. We're going to game number 5, set number 5. We are tied up 2 games apiece. Fort Stockton won game 1, 25-20. We lost game 2, 17-25. We won game 3, 25-18. And then we lost game 4, 18-25. So we've won every other game. That means we should win Game 5, right? So we hope we can. We've got to get this win. Okay, Andrews is 1-0 in district. They defeated Greenwood tonight. Greenwood 3-1, 3 games to 1. Andrews, I believe, is ranked number 8 in the state. And then Monahans defeated Pecos 3 games to 0. So we're waiting on the outcome of this one tonight. Here's the serve by Addie Castro. Seminole sets it. They will dink it across. And a hit from the backcourt by Reeves gets it across and free balls it across. Here's Reeves digging it out now. Here's the serve over to Jocelyn Arcides. They pick that one up. And back into the middle. That's going to be a kill by Richardson, I believe. So Seminole is leading 1-0 in Game 5. This one only goes to 15 points. Seminole serving. Amanda Kirkpatrick, the new coach for Seminole, and Gary Garcia, the new coach for Fort Stockton. That's a block by Seminole back down. And that is Arcides saving it. It's a mishit on the right side by the Prowlers by Lily Escalon, and so Seminole is on top 2-0. We can't get behind much in this match, in this game. We've got to get back in here and do it quickly. Here's the serve by the Maidens. Serve just dropped in there. Here's a punch across by Fort Stockton. We're not being very aggressive here late in the game. We're not hitting it very hard, but there's Jocelyn with a pretty nice hit. Seminole, though, saves it, digs it out. There's a block at the net. There's a Fort Stockton point, what they call Seminole in the net. It's 2-1, Seminole on top, and here's the serve by Victoria Maldonado. Let's start our comeback right here. Maldonado now with the serve. Here's the serve. It's into the middle, picked up by the Maidens. Richardson pushes it across, and that will be a point for the Maidens. Richardson with a kill into the middle. Richardson will serve, and she's a good server as well. This game, the 5th game, only goes to 15. Here's the serve. It's a net ball, dug out by Reeves. Goes across. Here's Acosta. That's going to be a double touch or a lift. Yeah, they're going to call a lift on Acosta there. And that's a legitimate call. 4-1. All right, here's Richardson with the serve. A net. What a serve. That's an ace by Richardson. And Seminole is on top in Game 5, 5-1. There's a timeout by the Prowlers. We'll be back with more Prowler volleyball in a moment.
Looking for more ways to watch your favorite shows, sports, and movies? With BBT, it's simple. When you sign up for our Work and Play internet plan, you'll get a free Roku device and $10 in monthly streaming credits. Enjoy hundreds of channels, including popular Spanish language favorites like Univision, Undimas, and Telemundo, all with reliable local internet you know and trust. Call 800-592-4781 or order online 24/7 at bigbend.com. BBT, reliable, local, and connected.
Well, we find ourselves down 5-1 in this match. In this Game 5 match, which is the one that decides the entire thing here tonight because we're tied at 2 games apiece. Here's Richardson, another good serve, and dug out by Maldonado. Here's Arcides with a beautiful kill into the backcourt, brought to you by M&J Fast Lube. Boy, did we need that. We've lost a little bit of our aggressiveness up at the front. We've started dinking it a little bit more and not hitting the ball very hard, but here's a serve by the Prowlers. Set at the net. That is a really beautiful kill by Austin Flowers. And Seminole is on top, 6-2. Game 5, which only goes to 15 points, so we've got to make a comeback right away. Austin Flowers will be serving. Here's Flowers with a lob serve. And here's an attempted kill by Reeves. Seminole picks it up. There is nobody really in the middle. Maldonado had to run up on that one at the last moment and did not get there in time and hits it into the net. It is 7-2 Maidens. The match is tied 2 games each. This one just goes to 15. Here's the serve into the middle. It is set for the middle to Acosta. Seminole digs it out. Here's the set. And that one is a bad set. Not possible really to get that one back across with that set. It is now 8-2. Seminole on top. They're more than halfway there to winning this match. Here's the serve into the middle. That's another bad return. That's another point for Seminole. Fort Stockton was in the net. And we've not been setting the ball well in this game after their serves. And it's 9-2 Seminole in game number 5. Here's the serve. It's a low one, and it is set. And that one is out of bounds. Too much on it. And Seminole is on top 10-2 in game number 5. And the timeout by Fort Stockton. Seminole already celebrating. We'll be back in a moment.
Alamo Tire and Auto Repair at 2709 West Dickinson now offers the $5 Club. If you can't afford to pay oil field prices, they've created the $5 Club, which allows average families to access affordable vehicle maintenance and repairs. Besides the deeply discounted rates and many no-charge services, the biggest value is a 25% discount on the posted shop labor rate. Call 432-242-7092.
Buck's Lube Center is located at 310 West Dickinson in Fort Stockton. They feature quick oil changes, multi-point vehicle checks, inspection stickers, and fuel filters for all vehicles, specializing in mobile oil but with Motorcraft also in stock. Buck's Lube Center is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, for reasonable prices and great service, it's Buck's Lube Center, 310 West Dickinson, Fort Stockton. They hope to serve you on every oil change. All right, Seminole serves. Fort Stockton digs it out, returns it. Now, here's an attempted kill by Sofia Garcia. Here's a dig now by Maldonado. Here's a set to the right side to Escalon. That was actually, that's another kill, but it's out of bounds by Seminole, I believe. So that gives Fort Stockton another point, but we are down in this 5th game, 10-3, and Valeria Marquez will now try to get us an ace or two. Here's the serve, and that's an attempted kill in the middle there by Acosta. The return by Seminole. Here's the, oh my goodness, man, that was Addie Castro. I don't know what she was doing. She tried to punch it over, but it was right into the middle of the net, and Seminole has an 11-3 lead in game 5. Fort Stockton's going to have to make a miracle comeback here in this one. That was out of bounds, they say, on the return by Fort Stockton. I'm not sure, but they said it was. So Seminole is now leading 12-3 in game 5. There's a dig out by Maldonado. Here's the set, and this is for Sofia Garcia. And here's the dig, and we're not setting the ball well at all right here, and it's a 13-3 game. Our sets in game 5 have been not been good, and just kind of falling apart in game 5 here. Here's the set, and we're at the net. And an attempted kill, and that is a good one by Kaylin or Sofia Garcia, I believe. Was it Sofia or was it, no, it was Kaylin Reeves.
Brought to you by M&J Fast Loop. 13-4, and Seminole 2 games away from winning the match. 2 points away. That one is out of bounds, and it's now 13-5. Fort Stockton down by 8 points in Game 5. The match is tied 2 games apiece, and Seminole with a big lead in Game 5. Here's the serve by Acosta. Here's the set, and that is a big kill by number 7, Cambry Crow. And it is match point. 14-5, Seminole leading in Game 5, and Ashlyn Gines, the libero, comes in to serve. Match point for the Maidens. And it's been a while since they've won a district game. And that is a service error, goes too far, and it's a point. Fort Stockton 14-6. Kaylin Reeves now to serve. And here's Reeves with the serve. Dug out by the libero. Returned nicely by Seminole, dug out by Maldonado. And there's Jocelyn Arcidas trying to get a kill. It's dug out by the Prowlers on an attempted kill by Seminole. Here's the set into the middle. That one is a point, Seminole, and that will do it. Seminole has won the match here tonight. The final is 3-2. Seminole on top, and Seminole goes to 1-0 in district, while Fort Stockton falls to 0-1. And we got Monahans at home on Saturday. We'll be back in a moment.
Do you know where you can get a great lunch special for a very affordable price? At Bienvenido's Mexican food restaurant, of course. Their lunch special is served Monday through Friday during lunchtime. Monday is the grilled chicken salad. Tuesday it's the taco plate. Wednesday it's Bienvenido's nachos. Thursday it's the hamburger basket. And Friday it's the enchilada plate. You can come by Monday through Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. for a delicious Mexican-style breakfast. Bienvenido's open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 405 West Dickinson.
All right, we're going to wrap up the game now, and here are the finals from tonight. Andrews beats Greenwood 3-1. Andrews supposedly ranked number 8 in the state. And Monahans defeats Pecos 3-0. Monahans at 1-0, Pecos at 0-1. And Seminole defeats Fort Stockton tonight 3-2. And here are the scores: 25-20, 17-25, 25-18, 18-25, and 6-15. And so Seminole improves to 1-0 in district, and Fort Stockton 0-1. We'll see you on Friday night for the Panthers game against Lubbock Cooper Liberty, Friday night at home. Then on Saturday at 12 noon, we'll see you at home against Monahans for volleyball. This is Ken Ripley now returning you to KFST.
You've been listening to Fort Stockton High School Prowler Volleyball on KFST, AM and FM, KFSTradio.com, and the KFST YouTube page. Brought to you by Amistad Motors, Bienvenidos Mexican Food Restaurant, Bucks Loop Center, Pecos County State Bank, The Steakhouse Restaurant, Sawyer Insurance, The First National Bank, Adenanda Sanitation, K-Bob Steakhouse, Citibank, Alamo Tire and Auto Repair, Heritage Funeral Home, M&J Fast Loop, Julie's Easy Press, M&J Trucking, Weiss Tire Pros, Joe's Place in Cantina, United Country Real Estate, and Jones Leasing. Also by Designer Carpets and Interiors, Permian Basin Abstract, the Guadalajara Mexican Grill, Cactus Health Services, Porky's Ice House, Salceda Family Medicine and Urgent Care, CTG Express, Contessa Ready Mix, Fort Stockton Insurance Agency, Fort Stockton ISD, Ram Country of Fort Stockton, Triple G Oilfield Supply, West Texas Eye Care, West Texas Cinema, RA Radiance Med Spa, Air Lawn Furniture and Appliance, and by BBT. Thanks for tuning in for Prowler Volleyball.